All right, guys, big TVT semifinal. Psystorm Gaming's Gumiho in the top right. In the bottom left, we've got Psystorm Gaming's Special. And it looks like a 1-Rax expand for Special. A very defensive and economic play. Gumiho going for the more standard double gas opening. And we'll see what happens. The Reaper there as well. Now, okay, Factory goes down to minute 41. That's good timing. Now, does Special try to squeeze a reactor after this Reaper? If he does, he is an absolute psychopath Chad gamer. Let's see. Or are we doing the Reaper into 3 Marines, the more standard one? A little late on the Mule there. Just about a second delay. Slight mistake. But no, he's going to be going at least 1 Marine. Probably going to do 3 Marines just to get that done. And the Reaper there, the Factory as well. He's pulled one off each gas, and he's just checked for proxy barracks nearby, but he checked very late. I really feel if you're going to check for proxy barracks, you should actually do it a lot earlier with the barracks SCV if you want to be 100% safe. So Gumiho playing a little more dangerous. Of course, his opponent, on the other hand, it's Reaper, Marine, Reactor, Factory. A Reaper and a Marine can beat 1 Reaper. They cannot beat 2. So if Gumiho goes straight across with these 2 Reapers, he will have a window to get in there and do damage. But Gumiho does not have any information. He does not know he's up against an expand build. So he might be a little bit more cautious than would be advisable. He's going to go straight Cyclone behind this as well. So this is my favorite TVT opening. We'll see if he goes for the second barracks as well. I copied my build order off him. Yeah, he's going second barracks in a moment. Look at this. Oh, I love you. I love you, Gumi. Ooh, he's going to lose a Reaper. Loses a Reaper jumping into the main. He was hoping they wouldn't be there. And he did actually know it is Starport. Okay. He's not going to do the 2 barracks version. His Reaper also losing this trade. Special. Uh-oh. Run, Gumiho. Gumiho barely getting out of there. I think he was 1 shot? No, 2 shots from death. There is a Starport going down here as well. About the same time for Special. Does Special take a 3rd gas? Does either player rush towards that to get up Ravens? We'll have to just wait and see. This Cyclone is going down. He's expecting that Reaper to come in. And he catches it. Nice pick off, nice pick off. That depot, of course, stopping the Reaper from jumping onto that ledge. Siege tank is on the way right now. We've got 2 Marines, a Raven, Tech Lab building on the Factory for Special. And he's going to be sending that single Hellion out just to the left watchtower to get a bit of map vision. Now, if you guys like Mech TVT, this is the one matchup where it might actually happen. It's very rare to see Mech these days, but both of these guys mix it into all of their matchups. I'd actually say Special does it versus Protoss even more than Gumiho does, but against the other matchups, very common for both players to do that. That Hellion does go flying. Great map vision and control for Gumiho. It's going to boost his medevac down to join up these 4 Marines, the tank, the Cyclone, the Reaper as well. And I imagine we'll see a Tech Lab on that Starport, but he was very mineral starved for a moment there, so wasn't able to do it. Where's your army, Special? Special's Tech Lab production was so late on this Factory, and I think he might just get overwhelmed here. Honestly, that tank is going to siege up over his natural, have control of this position well before he can do anything about it. And what do you do here as Special? How do you get down that ramp? He's going to try and use the auto turret. He's got a lot of Marines. That is his saving grace, potentially. Just the big old Marine count. That tank needs to focus on the armored units. It does. Of course, it does an extra 10 damage versus armored, and it shoots very quickly. So, surprisingly good hold for Special there. Does hang on and survive for now. He swapped the Starport off. He's going to be building Vikings probably in the near future. 3rd barracks on the way, and his 3rd command center almost finished. Feels like Gumiho is almost all in right now. He does start a 3rd command center on location behind it. That's going to help close the gap. Won't have to float that down. His medevac boosting into the main base. Not many mobile units to respond. So this is actually a really cute way that he can maneuver. The Raven can't do anything. SCV's forced to fight. They say, taste my drill. But the Marines already fixed bayonets, and they got 5 SCVs there, which is huge. The Braid is going to come in as well. I said he's almost all in. Well, guess what? It looks like it's going to work out. He's going to do some great damage. And this is a big one. Gumiho sieging on up, trying to take out those SCVs. We've just had word from the other side of the bracket. Shopify Rebellion's Beyond has barely defeated Showtime 2-1 after a base trade ensued. So he does help out Lambo there. Both Lambo and Showtime eliminated from today's cup, which means neither player is going to be advancing their position for that World Finals. This Liberator being a bit of a dick, but the Marine will finally clean it up. Does get 2 more SCVs that go flying off to the surface of the ocean on this map. And as the dust settles, 3rd Command Center is finishing up. 3rd Command Center is already dropping mules and building SCVs. Special still ahead in that regard. He's also already got +1 weapons going and +1 armor. The double engineering bay only now starting. So that's a good 30-second lead on the upgrades for Special. He's going to try and land his command center. Now, in terms of units, he's down a tank, up a Raven. He's also down 2 Vikings. This makes things very hard for him. He's got to lift that starport, pull it back. Does not want to lose that reactor. That reactor's in range still. This is still a very compromised location. He wants to drop the auto turret and bust this position, but those Vikings are bullying him right now. Oh, what the hell? Where did that come from? He does a double drop behind it, right on top of the production. Gumiho's tank on the low ground could be a game changer, though. Of course, Special, very distracted by all this stuff going on right now. He's going to focus down the stim pack. Very well done by Special. Stim does get denied up here. And back on the other side of the map, it looks like Gumiho, he pulled the medevac back for a little bit too long. He's going to try and drop a tank on the high ground and just spot from up there. He doesn't even siege that up. Oh my gosh. The Marine stimming forward for Special. I don't think that was a good move for him. I mean, it looks like the scan is too powerful. The tank is going to get cleaned up there. I think that Gumiho wins this trade. He's up in supply. And he's, oh my god, the starport. You cannot lose your starport, Special. Special's going to try and break him because there's no air spotting unit other than the medevac, but he's got nothing to kill said medevac. He does take out one of the siege tanks. The other tank does not go down, and Special's still in a very compromised position. This tank elevator push is absolutely blasting him right now. Double Liberator on the way, 1-1 upgrades. 4 barracks going down at once. Gumiho, I love that. If you guys actually want to see a pro gamer who regularly puts into action things that I teach platinum players who are slow, I'm like, guys, don't build your barracks 1 or 2 at a time. Build them all 4 at once. Then you can come back 45 seconds later, build 4 reactors, easy peasy. And it actually makes sense because Gumiho, he doubles down on his aggression so hard. Look, okay, he's forgotten to QSCVs back. That's actually really bad. And he should really be building reactors there, unless he's worried about dying right now. So a bit of a mistake for Gumi, especially since he's supply blocked, so half of them aren't even building. He's got plenty of gas for those reactors, and he's built... the Liberators are such a weird choice. So it feels like he wants to just go to a tank Viking lib push using air superiority? That's a real weird decision. Special's got all the Marine upgrades a little ahead. He's going to land his 3rd out to the left side of the map, a little bit hidden. Uh-oh, turrets are there. Oh, Special. He's going to unload 4 Marines, but then the medevac gets shot down. The rest still inside. He's going to try and move forward. And he gets a Liberator. So at least he kills a Liberator and 2 or 3 Marines. Not as bad as it could have been. But behind this, I mean, he's got an awkward 3rd base. Equal workers is not too bad for him. He does have the reactors coming up. Where are those reactors? They're just finishing now for Gumiho as well. And that factory. Now, why is he building it there, guys? Because once Stims and Shields is done, and he's actually got a 2nd tech lab, he's going to lift this barracks off, build a new reactor, because he only wants Marines. He doesn't want Marauders or Ghosts. And he'll use that tech lab for this factory. So just pro gamer levels of optimization there. Now, Special takes a 4th base. 2-2 upgrade start for Gumiho. He's still trailing by about 30 seconds on those. And vehicle weapons starting up as well. Gumiho using that extra money to great effect, but Special's really fought back quite well so far. The scary thing is the unit count's probably behind, but not massively. It's just the Vikings. He's down 1 tank, he's up 5 Marines, is Special, but Gumiho has that 5 Viking lead plus a Liberator, and that's what's going to make things potentially kind of awkward for Special, who's sieging his tank in a bit of a weird position. He forces Gumiho to siege up. 2 of his Marines do par a little odd there. The Viking Lib going to cause him some issues. Now, his own Marines are ready on the left. I think that was a double stim for Special, though. And, oh, he's just going to go for it. I don't know if this is the right fight, but, you know, his tanks on the flank are actually clearing out the tanks. 3 of Gumiho's tanks go down. But, my God, that was a good fight for Gumiho. Special thought he was ambushing him with the superior Marine count, but he was not. He took too much damage earlier on in this game, and looks like, as we said, Gumiho with the Viking advantage, with an extra tank, and with that aggressive momentum, absolutely smashing it. Marines bust the single tank on that base on the left, so he had 1 tank out there that wasn't with the fight, whereas Gumiho concentrated his entire army in 1 location. Does make a big difference. The command center in the left will burn down. Pieces of that go flying all over the shop. The Space Shark over there is like, holy crap, there is some bloodshed on this map right now. Marines run forward for Special. He gets a tank shot off, but he's just outnumbered. Way too many man with gun. When you got so many man with gun, you are able to just bust through and overwhelm. Gumiho could land his Vikings if he wants. He's just using them to clear the Medivacs to start. And he's just got enough of a rally. That's going to be that. Special is going to lose game 1. A hard-fought match between these teammates. Nice, fun, chaotic early game. Orbital Command Center starts getting repaired on the buzzer. The Vikings, though, lift off and shoot it down. Nice play. Gumiho gets game 1. Alright, guys. Special over here in the bottom right side of the map. And we are going to see exactly what goes on in the next game. We've got the factory there, the Reaper as well. And, okay, so factory over here on the left side as well. Looks like it's going to be more identical opening. So Special not going to play the greedy opening this time around. Going to play it a little bit more standard. A little bit more standard. I'm going to give some big props to those who are supporting the channel. As soon as this game's over, guys, I already am preparing my moist bacon for some slapping, but make sure you all slap bacon down in the chat as people support as well. You're all being very generous. Thank you so much for the love, guys. Makes a huge diff. The Hellions are there as well. Ooh, nice double shot. You can see both the Reapers were lined up and they took both the full 14 damage on that first shot. So he doesn't really get much information. He just knows, okay, you've got a Hellion on the high ground, so you went for a quick factory as well. The Reapers and the Hellion will heal up. 2 Reapers and a Hellion on each side. And we've got a reactor pumping Marines. A reactor also pumping Marines. A Cyclone starts up. A tank starts up. So Gumiho wants to go for that tank aggression again. Tank aggression so popular. We expect a Medivac to go down momentarily as well. Oh, the Reaper Hellion comes in and actually Special wins the trade, but I think he's overcommitted here. And look at that. Can he finish it? I mean, yeah, he overcommits a little bit there. I think he could have pulled back from the start of that because I do think he killed a Reaper pretty early and he could have just pulled on out. But instead, it ends up being a bad trade for Special. Good one for Gumiho. So no SCVs went down. He kills an extra unit. Not bad at all. We've got Cyclones on the way. A Banshee, Marines pumping on out as well. The Orbital Command Center is there. Raven building on the other side as well. We've got someone in the chat saying, hey, does anyone else hate Blackburn? I hate playing on Blackburn. I don't mind watching it. I really enjoy the map for watching. It's a different map. It gives different gameplay. Playing on it, it's so different to a normal map that it just feels kind of weird and hard and different and wrong. And that is absolutely why I do struggle so damned much. Thank you very much, everyone, for the support, of course. We'll give you guys those props, as I said, in just a minute. I just said that. Don't need to double up on that, piggy. What can I say? I have the memory of a goldfish at times. Now, we are starting to see a variation, right? You've got that Banshee that came out. We're into Raven, whereas we've already seen the first Raven pop. Gumiho, going to build a second Raven. This is a very solid playstyle. And he's just skipping the Cyclones entirely. Wait. I say it's very solid because he doesn't have a Cyclone. This Banshee could actually be a bit of a nightmare for him. Look at this. The Cyclone clears up the front. So his Banshee, if that comes in, he's only got Marines that shoot up right now. And Marines kind of suck versus Banshees. Even without Cloak, I mean, the Ravens will have to use auto turrets. So there's a reason why every player almost always gets a Cyclone in this game. Ooh, nice hit there on that factory. And Special's actually gone double Cyclone. Banshee comes in, is going to start to pick off 1, 2 SCVs. Went for the third, a bit greedy, and he wastes his hit points there. That was a bit of a mistake going for that third SCV. He has to go home to repair. 2 SCVs is not bad, but I guarantee you that's much more annoying. Oh, Gummy Bro! Special should have detoured around the map. He was a bit too greedy there. Double Cyclone lock, get some damage on the tank, and he could potentially dart home and repair. He's, of course, going to look for some more lock-ons. Double Raven lock. Gumiho's got to be careful, mate. He's going to siege that tank. Special moving forward to try and intercept. He wants to catch him if he can. Marine is going to split off to the north, get some information. Barracks Factory Starport. We've got Vikings now producing after the 2 Ravens. Meanwhile, it is a mech build for Special. He's getting his second Raven out. He's building tanks and Marines still, but he's going to go for second, third factory. He's already got the double gas up on the natural, and his own third command center is almost finished. Meanwhile, where is the third CC? Gumiho not going third CC. He's just holding down the army key, and he wants to fight, and he's going to go for a big aggressive move, but look at this. The Cyclones get a nice lock onto that Viking. He's going to move forward. Nice unsiege from Special. Oh, his SCV's left out there. It's a bit of a mistake. But I do like the way he pulled back there with an unsiege. And there we go. We're going to have a big old fight. The auto turrets get down faster for Gumiho. It looks like Special. I think one of his Ravens might have died before he got it down. Yet nonetheless, that Marine spread is beautiful. He actually goes for the Raven. Doesn't quite get the kill. And in the end of it, it looks like the tank's just barely out of range. And because of that, Gumiho does win the fight. Why? Because he killed 2 Ravens, kept his 2 Ravens alive. So that's a fantastic trade. Units lost tab. I don't think it's game over by any means, but it kind of makes you feel like Special needs to focus on the Vikings more than ever. And look at this. They're just going to trade. The Raven runs forward. He accidentally shoots it one time, does Special. Oh, no. You do not want to be losing those 2 Vikings for free. Oh, damn. And Gumiho's even got 4 SCVs on the front repairing. His 3rd command center is so much slower than Special's. But you know what? Special is known for cutting unit production to get quicker expands up. And you can see in cases like this, it really does cost him. Now, I love the methodical tank retreating, trying to make sure he doesn't get caught out with his numbers too low. But having lost those previous 2 Vikings, now it's 4 versus 2. That honestly may have just lost him the game. Because now he can't contest the skies. The Ravens and the Vikings have free reign. They can come in whenever they want. He moves forward into range of just one of the tanks. And he's going to go for the attacker's Special. But the auto turrets and the Viking land is going to make this very hard for him. Ooh. Oh, his own Viking land maybe saves the day. And it does. Oh my god, so many tanks surviving in the red. Another one barely went down. It almost survived. And the Vikings trying to chase down the Ravens. He's not going to be able to chase those Ravens down. He'll get one of them. Oh! Oh, he barely gets the Raven, but he loses his Vikings again. Desperately needs to get repairing, mate. 4 SCVs have been pulled. They should be repairing, not transferring, and indeed they are. Okay, so he's still oversaturated on the natural. He's trying to build extra factories right now, and playing mech without air control is very tough. But he's stabilized, he's survived, he's hung on. Gumiho has got stim out. He's going to be going bio. He's going to take a quick 4th command center. Gumiho says, hey, wait a second. I think this is mech I'm playing against. I don't see any more Marines coming out. You know what? I am going to go for a quick 4th base. We're going to get ahead off this early momentum. I did trade a little better than my opponent, even though that last fight went okay for him, and we're going to fight back. Hellions dart in. Siege tank shoots him. Special pulls back. Going up to 5 factories right now. He does have an armory, building upgrades, no engineering base. We can't build turrets just yet. He's got a floating barracks that's going to try and spot any drops coming down this south side. The production is really slow for Gumiho, and I've talked a lot about how Gumiho's great with his tech units. I always feel like his bio macro just kicks in a bit slower than all the other top Terrans. Clam, Maru, these guys seem to get those barracks down during their pushes. For Gumiho, it's always like the push ends and he's committed so hard to it, the barracks just come down a bit later. He's got a good economy always. He never misses a beat on his economy. It's just the speed of that production sometimes a little slower than maybe it could be. Barracks spots the Viking Raven. I don't know if he sees the drop coming in, the tank and the Pack of Marine Marauder. And Special's actually just going to push him with Vikings. Dude, Special goes down. He picks the Viking fight. It is a 6 versus 8 fight in the favor of Gumiho, in fact. But Special gets a few volleys off before the fight even really starts, and he's just like, oh, shit, okay, actually I am outnumbered. He will think about pulling back. Blue Flames on the way as well as +1 vehicle weapons. Double drop. 2 tanks and a Pack of Marine Marauder going to head towards the main. Special does not have any defense right now. He's got to be so careful. Oh, he gets the Raven! He got the Raven with a Cyclone lock. That is awesome. Oh, but he's in so much trouble. I think he's dead. I think he's honestly dead to this drop. I don't see him stopping this. Special trying to attack right now. And Gumiho just goes and drops everything right in the middle of his production. And what do you do against this? I mean, he's on the front. His Vikings outnumbered there. And you know what? We said it earlier. If you're outnumbered in mech versus bio, it's so hard if they've got air control and you don't. Vikings have landed on top of these tanks and they might be able to defend. And indeed, with an SCV pull, looks like they can barely hang on there. But he's already lost 19 SCVs. No 4th base for him. Remember, Gumiho has a 4th command center up in the top left corner of the map. And another 10 SCVs go down. It's a disaster. Special, I really don't like this factory positioning. It means that tanks cannot move that way. They have to move down the southern alleyway to get into this section of the base. It means drops there are going to be especially hard to remove in future throughout this game. Marines there moving as well. Oh! Oh my god. That is a lot of stuff. Holy crap, that is a lot of stuff coming on forward. Damn, man. That was a huge boomy boom. That was a big boomy boom, wasn't it? Oh my god. That is wild. Okay. Is he going to break through? No way. No, that's got to be too inefficient on the Hellbats. He's only got 3 tanks in the back. Surely he can't break through. Special going for a wild push. You could see the way Gumiho kept most of his Marine Marauder out of tank range. The tanks are starting to get a little bit of leeway, but remember, at any point, he can pick up and drop on it. He can land Vikings on top of it. He actually doesn't... Oh, wow. Gumiho says, actually, wait, no. Wait for the right moment. And I think now might be the right moment. Land the Vikings there, drop here, pull the SCVs, fight with everything, stim down the ramp, but he's actually evacuating. I think Gumiho maybe could have busted this. So, oh, the Liberators, that's what he was waiting for. He was waiting for the Liberators, the tank siege up there. They will get some decent hits on the bio, trying to stop the escape. The Liberators are actually going to clear those tanks on the left, but the mech does surprisingly well for Special. He's going to try and think about running those Libs out of there, and indeed he will. Didn't quite kill the third base. He did some damage. His own economy is back up to 65 workers behind it. This game is absolutely wild, man. This game is absolutely wild. It's getting super intense. Got Hellions, tanks, Vikings moving in from over there as well. And this is going to be... Yeah, I don't know, man. I do not know exactly what's going to go on there. Because you're still in a position where you're 3-base all. You've got 5 factories. You're building Cyclones. You've got 7 tanks. Feels like Gumiho here, he's on the Bioverse mech side for once. And I don't know. I feel like he's like, dude, I love mech. It's the best. I wish I had the mech units. Why am I using the silly bio units right now? Special's the one with the big old tanks, but that 4th base is just such a problem for Special. He is only now floating down his main to take this 4th. And Gumiho's got a lot of positioning out there. Viking control does go to Special technically. Not with his army right now, and he's totally missed this. Oh, GG. Look at that position. He's going to be able to siege his tanks, and Special's going to have to fight into this. He's actually A-moved his SCVs, surprisingly. Well, one of those tanks will go down to Cyclones. Magfield not quite ready just yet. Oh, he stims in on the bottom at the same time. Special's going to be forced to split his army. I'm actually surprised Gumiho didn't turn and fight that. A bad position to fight right there. You should not turn and fight now. 18 more SCVs go down, and even more economic damage landing on Special. Apologies for that accidental scroll there, guys. Forces Special to siege up. His own tank getting some nice shots off on the Cyclones. Special wants to hunt that army down, but he might actually just walk into a surround. He's got to be very careful. Special does not have enough scans, so he doesn't really know where this army is. And look at this. He might get out positioned one more time. Gumiho is the one with more scans. He's got more awareness of what's going on. He's got the intel. Special does not have the intel right now. And look at that. Another army coming in on the south. He snipes the command center. The army coming in for Special on the top left. His tank rally gets taken out, though. His siege tank's not able to be part. It's just a Cyclone Hellbat Viking ball, which it's not a bad army, but it's not going to cut the mustard. The double Lib siege over there on the right side. So even as he cleans that up, the SCV's getting blasted by those Liberators. The bio flank catches the front-running tanks, and Gumiho gets it done. Very well played. Ooh-wee. Guys, let's get on into it. Okay, guys, game number 3, and it could be the final one if Gumiho in the bottom right can defend the Proxy Barracks Marauder for Special. He wants to build something else on the front, maybe? No, surely a factory at home and rallying Hellions. Surely you wouldn't build something else on the front. That would be crazy. This is a super in-your-face play, isn't it? Super duper in-your-face, man. It's going to be fascinating to see how this goes. Marauders, concussive shells, factories on the way up in the high ground. He's building Reapers, no scouting. As I said, Gumiho doesn't scout around for proxies that much, so he's not aware of what's happening. The factory at home, a little bit slower for Special, of course, as he is investing in the tech lab and the Marauders. Now, normally with this, you go 3 Marauders, and then you lift the barracks, and you go in and you use that to kill the depots and the things in the wall off. Now, funnily enough, Gumiho's add-ons will not be exposed in the wall, but it also means the Marauders could maybe just walk right into the base and cause him some issues. Reaper comes in. There's nothing at home right now. Special's going to have to pull the SCVs to fight that. And immediately Gumiho knows something's up. He starts a bunker. It's not going to be on time. SCVs are going to force him to micro his heart out. Marauders coming on in. Takes out the SCV, building that. This bunker does go down instantly. And those Marauders, of course, in danger of getting surrounded by the SCVs, have to pull back. The Reaper on the other side coming back as well. He's only killed one right now. The Marauders have already killed 2 or 3, in fact. Oh! The Reaper bounce! Gumiho bounces the Marauders into the clutches of the SCVs. That was some Chad fucking gaming if I've ever seen one. Raises the depot to complete the surround. And if he can just get a Marine or 2 in that bunker, it's going to be really hard for follow-up damage to happen. The Reaper only ended up getting 1 kill, so hats off to Special. A lot of his SCVs wounded, but he's only lost 1 so far. That Reaper will be taking a fair bit of damage before hopping inside the bunker. Cute micro by Gumiho to tank as much as he could. And a Hellion will come out as well. He's got to stop this Hellion from getting into his base, otherwise it could kill his SCVs. And Special trying to fight that Hellion as best he can. He's got another Marauder coming in, and that Hellion will go down, as will the SCV now. And there we go. It does take that one out. Can he get another SCV or 2? He's going to try and aim for the Reaper. Doesn't quite get it. Nice micro by Gumiho. And the command center only just starting at home behind this for Special. He's going to have to go and use... If I were him, I would have left that there, built 1 more Marauder, and then tried to still lift off. Because killing these depots, you can do that from out of range of the bunker, would have been really sick. So I think Special's maybe missing an opportunity. He could use his Cyclone for that potentially, but I think by then... there will be a defensive tank or Cyclone out for Gumiho. Gumiho, once again, skipping the Cyclone for tanks. He's really favoring the tank count, and he's been getting away with it this whole series. So this is Gumiho just saying, you know what? You're never going Cloaked Banshees. I don't need really good anti-air. I'll just use Marines, build the extra tanks from earlier, and inevitably when the tank Viking Raven fights happen, I'm just always up a siege tank on you. Ooh, Reaper's gonna go down. Oh, bloody smear. Youch. Youchy youch. Third CC up. On the way for Special. Gumiho, though, not gonna miss any production. He never does. Non-stop units because he wants to take the fight to Special. And this is what happens every single time. Is Special's like, quick third command center. Skipped a few Marines. And obviously you skip Marines. His barracks has been on the other side of the map. But this just means that when push comes to shove, you're going to have a Gumiho with like 10, 12, 13, 14 Marines up against a Special who has 1 Marauder in the place of that. And one of his tanks is a Cyclone. It's not even a siege tank. Scan, sees that quick third command center. If anything's going to give you confidence about attacking, this is it. That Raven's going to go on forwards, leading the charge. The Marauder on the high ground going to spot this coming. He's got 2 tanks. He could get a volley off here. Those units go too far to the north. They could cop a tank volley. That Marauder already heavily damaged, though. Gumiho is actually... Oh, he pulls the medevac back. He's thinking about dropping here, is he? Of course, dancing around a little bit. Could just go down here and go for the gases. And that tank is not covering it right now. Special, unable to keep track of where this is. And Gumiho coming in from behind the Natty. Beautiful, beautiful play. Oh, the Marine's going to come in. See if they can go onto those tanks. The Raven takes some damage. Auto turret's getting spammed down for Gumiho. But I think this is actually an okay fight for Special. He's just got to pull the SCVs, repair these tanks up. Yes, he'll lose some gases. Yes, he's losing some mining time. But this is not the killing blow that Gumiho was looking for there. Cyclone gets a lock on the Raven. Tanks moving forward. That third tank getting a very good thing. The Raven survives. That needed just 1 more tick on that Magfield lock-on to take it out. Auto turret's going to drop on that left side. Goodbye, siege tanks. Of course, an auto turret does just barely kill a siege tank. The Cyclone, though, running in and getting its damage done. SCV's accidentally running forward a little bit there. I think that was on purpose to tank. And he does end up surviving. Special with an impressive hold. And he's queuing up tons of Marines right now, trying to survive. Gumiho going to take that third on location, as always, trying to explode into it. And guys, we talked about how some people like to build 2 barracks at a time, 1 barracks at a time. Gumiho, it's always like, I will build all my barracks at once. I haven't even started stim, but I'm going to do that. And he seems confident playing bio in this matchup right now. He's not focusing on mech. He's still, I'd say about 60-40 mech versus Zerg. But it seems like versus Protoss, no mech at all, just lots of weird creative openings. And here in TVT as well, very aggressive into bio openings are what he's favoring. Special is also gonna play mech once again. Misplaced that factory. You can see that Tech Lab doesn't plug into the bottom of the factory the way it's meant to. It's meant to plug in down the bottom. not the top, so he's going to have to lift it and reposition it, but not too bad as Special secures his third base. And there's a few points where the mech player is really fragile, and we've already gone past one of them. Oh, whoa! Where did that double drop come from? Came in right on the top of the map. That missile turret was not well placed. It should have been on the very edge. Otherwise, this can happen. Big damage being done in terms of mining time, cleaning up a few SCVs, getting a few tank fullies. He does spend a lot of units for it, but it opens up this. A random tank rallies into the base, an auto turret dropping auto turrets out, a Raven dropping auto turrets, sorry, and a whole bunch more SCVs have gone down. They did not host WCS Gameheart, guys. 20 workers have gone down versus just 5 in this game. That being said, 5 tanks versus 1 now. And that could be a problem because Stim, the upgrades aren't there. Special realizes you're throwing the kitchen sink at me. You're throwing away all your tanks, all your Marines. I have to go do counter damage. And counter damage he should absolutely be able to do. I actually think that Gumiho has not found whatever damage he needs. And I actually feel like you should be able to win the game. He's dropping a mule to open up the front path. But he misclicked it. He misclicked it. He has not clicked those minerals correctly. And he's not repairing his Raven either. Good pullback by Gumiho. He realizes he cannot defend this position. He needs to give his production a bit of time to work. He needs those upgrades to kick in. Now, Special. Oh, Raven. Raven dies for free there. Nicely done. Gumiho is going to come in and start taking that fight. Auto turret goes down for Special. Interference matrix for Gumiho. I think I prefer the auto turret usually in that scenario, but it does feel like Gumiho does just fine. He's got his squad of Marines going to intercept any rally coming across the map. That's a great maneuver. Those Marines are not good in that long-range stalemate. He stims, kills 2 Hellions. That tank will siege, and that should protect these SCVs at least for a little bit. Nonetheless, losing your third has got to be a problem. Losing the mining. The command center will survive, but losing the mining is a big issue. Tank there is, of course, just ranging to that area, and you might just have to take the base on the other side. Ooh, Starport's gonna die. That is a kill on the Starport. Now, obviously, the medevacs that are in the queue instantly got cancelled, but he's got to build a Starport from scratch, and that means you've got air control for a long time as Special. What can you do with it, though? He sees the army's moved out, and he's like, oh, shit. Okay, his rally is going to try to defend himself at home, but with tanks and Hellions and the like, he sees that army. Now, he could also get sandwiched, remember. This could be a counterattack from Gumi, or it could be a sandwich, and it looks like a sandwich. He goes out there, gets a Viking kill. He's moving in with these tanks. If he can just survive at home, he'll be okay. If he can survive, he's only got 2 tanks. He's got to pull back here. He's got to pull SCVs in this fight. Interference matrices are going to remove his tanks. He's only got 3 tanks. He's dead. I think he might just be dead, guys. This is so hard. He's only got 1 tank in the back. That being said, Gumiho's army is really small. I thought there was more Marines in there than that. At the same time, he's getting right up in the guts of Gumi Bro. And Special, it looks like he might actually be able to start the comeback. Auto turret's going down. He's going to kill so many of these SCVs. The Vikings land as well. He does hold it home. Now, his 3rd command center will fall to the attack. So Gumiho knocks him back to 2 base, but Gumiho has just lost about 30 SCVs, and that one Viking is going to find the undefended SCV line and says, hey, Drilly boys, you want to play with my Gatling guns? Do you want to play with my Gatling guns? The SCVs say, taste my drill, dickhead! But the Viking lifts off and says, see ya, don't want to be ya. The tanks, Marauders, Marines are going to run forward. Can they finally clear these tanks out? Some nice spreadies and focus fire from Gumiho. And he finally breaks that contain, pushes the Viking back. He maintains 1, 2, 3 command centers, 45 SCVs. He's got 2 tanks outside as well. If only Special had landed some Vikings on these. In the meantime, he could have broken out. As it is, 3 factory production with only 2 command centers. Special, I thought he was back in it, but even though he killed like 20 SCVs, he'd already lost so many of his own, and it feels like Gumiho, the bio player, is naturally more flexible in this scenario as long as he doesn't take bad fights. Special feeling desperate right now. I do think there's a chance to rebuild a command center and rebuild in this game. It's awkward, and I think Special will not have enough calm patience to do so because his mineral line sucks. I mean, the income is going to show us, yeah, having a fresh mineral line is so big because the main is half mined out, the natural's half mining out. So Special's just choosing to go all in. He's building libs, he's building Vikings. He says, hey, my opponent still doesn't have a starport, right? Well, correction, yes he does, he's rebuilt it, but he says I should still have the Viking advantage. Let's use that to win this game. Now he's got 7 siege tanks here. He's going to kind of shift forward. He's got to watch out for those 4 tanks for Gumi. Gumi's got to bring these. What is he doing? Gumi's going to cut off his opponent with 4 tanks from behind. Is he going to bust this from both sides? Liberator in the main doing some damage. Nice. He's doing a 4 siege tank run by The tanks are normally the defensive units, and the bio is the run by. Gumiho is switching it around. He's like, I'm Gumiho. I use siege tanks as marines, and marines as siege tanks. Yeah. Special says, okay, I will kill those siege tanks then. And trades a couple of aliens for 4 tanks. He's happy to take that trade. That puts him down to just 1 tank, Gumiho. Now, Gumiho, the problem for Special is that he's got 4 interference matrices, 4 cuck matrices ready in just a few seconds. 3 right now, 4th one about to tick over. That also, likewise, could be 6 auto turrets. Either way, it's going to be massive. The Liberator comes in. That's doing big damage. This is a 2-base all-in at this point for Special. He's even pulling the Drilly Boys to repair up his mech units. But look at this. The Vikings doing great, man. The tanks there. The Hellbats are not morphed. I think without the Hellbats, he gets overwhelmed. 3 interference matrices in the rear with the gear, and he shoves that rear right inside Special's gear, and that is going to be it. Gumiho with a beautiful, beautiful game there of Bio versus Mech, an insane series between the two. I really love both of their play, but at the end of the day, it feels like Gumiho, he just committed more to the aggression early and was able to just get a little bit of momentum going and carry it from there. GG, well played. Gumiho gets the 3-0 and goes to the finals.